everyone, it's Becky here and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new tag video. Today I am doing Margaret Atwood adventure tag, which was originally created by lovely Jolene from Bookworm Adventure Girl, and I was kindly tagged in the comments by Jack from Spread Book Joy. And it's very interesting tag with lovely questions, so without further ado I'll just tackle the prompts. And the first one says, before publishing her first collection of poetry in the early 60s, Margaret Atwood had several other jobs, including working at summer camps. What was your first job? And that would be waitressing. I worked as waitress in 2017 for the first time during summer in one little coffee shop in center of Bratislava in my hometown. So that would be my first job, and then during uni I will be working as waitress for several more years to kinda get some money. Question number 2. While growing up, Margaret Atwood's family spent several months each year living in the bush in northern Ontario. What is a survival skill that you have that would help you to survive living off the grid? I would die. I mean, hopefully not, but in general I'm the type of person who, yes, I'm all up for nature and hiking and let's go for adventure, but then just make sure there is no insects and I can use like proper splashy toilet, you know, like not the latrine. So other than that, everything would be fine. Margaret Atwood grew up reading comic books. Do you have a favorite comic book or comic books character? I do not read many comic books. I haven't read, I think, any except Sarah's Scribbles, which I mentioned so many times on this channel, so please check it out if you haven't yet. And if you have a recommendation for a good comic book for someone who never read anything properly like this, please let me know in the comments. Margaret Atwood is not only a poet and author, she also has illustrated books and shown her creativity in so many other ways. What are some ways that you are creative? Well, I dare to say I am quite creative person when it comes to even like these videos. Hopefully it is a little bit creative, like filming and then editing, which is something I haven't done before, editing before starting this, but I really love it. And then I do love to take photographs and do photography. I do like to paint with acrylics, but it's been a while since I did so. And then I love writing and I love dancing, but no one ever sees me dance, but I love to do it. And then, for example, knitting, but it's been a year since I knit something. But I did my first scarf 2 years ago with the help of my mom, but hopefully I will get to socks this winter. That's my goal. Either socks or, well, gloves would be too complicated, but hopefully socks. Some of Margaret Atwood's writing is inspired by myths, folk tales and fairy tales. What is your favorite myth, folk tale or fairy tale and why? I mean, so many, and especially coming from Slavic country, we just have so many of them, and we as a kids, I mean, our parents are reading different books to us which are based on folk tales and different fairy tales, and I cannot really think of one right now because usually it's like collection of different folk tales in one book, but I will try to think of one and put it in the description down below if you would be interested, especially if I would be able to find it in English. That would be perfect. Margaret Atwood's most well-known novel is The Handmaid's Tale. What is a task or chore you wish you had a maid or servant for? Getting the wet hair out of the drain after having bath. Because that's again one of those things. I could go to nature, but even like things like wet hair is really a struggle for me, and being younger I kinda almost paid my sister to do it for me, but now I came up with system, and every time before I wash my hair I just brush my hair about the toilet for like 30 minutes because yes, hair do fall out, that's normal. So instead of losing them in the bath and then have to, you know, kind of like take them out wet, which I cannot stand, I just do it in before to the toilet and just get rid of it that way. But yeah, if I would have to have a maid, this would be one of the main tasks. Okay, question number 7. The themes Margaret Atwood writes about had stayed consistent in her writing for over 6 decades. She writes about the role of men and women in society, relationships, religion, marriage and identity, to name a few. If Atwood were to write a novel about you, what are some themes she would have to... Oh, what are some themes she would need to include? That's a very lovely question. I think at this point I would say, yeah, like tricky answer, but I think I'm too young for having a book written about myself, and I would love to wait until I'm like 80, hopefully I would live that long, to see what would the book be about. But I mean, even now or back then, I think that would definitely be like family, friends and then relationships, because that's kind of most important thing to me. And then kind of like passion for film and arts and different things. Margaret Atwood has created words for her novels. She has talked about how this makes it difficult for translators of her work, I can imagine. Do you have a favorite word? What is your favorite? Or why is it your favorite? I cannot read today. Well, when it comes to English, I would say that there are two words I really like because I find them very cute, and the one would be wobbly. I love when in sex education Amy said like, do I have wobbly brain? I love it. And then another one would be bubbly, which is very similar like bubbles. I love those two, wobbly and bubbly. And then in Slovak there is this one word we have, which is snežienka, which is this lovely flower, which I will put somewhere in the picture. I think it's snowdrop in English, and I love this word because I think it's a really lovely Slovak word with kind of catches that ľubozvučnosť of our language, and ľubozvučnosť is the way your language sounds. And I don't think I can translate it in English, but yeah, if you would like to learn new word, this flower is called snežienka, and I will write it on the screen so you can see it. Right, Margaret Atwood was born in Canada and lives in Canada now, but she has also lived in other countries like United States, England, France, Germany and Scotland. What countries have you lived, or what is another country you would like to live in? Well, so far I lived properly only in Slovakia and then Scotland. Slovakia my whole life and then Scotland 5 years. Thinking about country where else I would like to live, I'm not quite sure. Because I visited quite a lot of countries. I've been to quite a lot of places in Europe, and I think, well, yeah, actually maybe Italy, because I have a very special place for Italy in my heart. We used to go there with my family for holidays and I just love it there, and I can imagine that lovely and warm environment, but I don't think I could be there for like, you know, forever, but yeah, Italy would be a lovely place to be. Margaret Atwood is an advocate for caring of the earth. What is something you do to help to take care of our planet? I would say like regular stuff such as recycling, and one of the things would be try to be mindful about things I want to do in order to protect planet more, because more than doing things better, I just realize what everything I'm doing wrong, and I'm trying to work on that. And then I think it's very important to also kind of spread the word and educate ourselves, so I try to read different books and then watch documentaries. I love David Attenborough's documentaries, for example, and then just recycling and like kind of ordinary stuff. Margaret Atwood is passionate about animal rights, and some of her writing has included animals and reflections on animals. What is a topic you are passionate about? I would say so many. I mean, I love to talk, as maybe you have noticed, and basically anything, but those would be things like, I don't know, art and identity. I like to speak also about religion, for example, because I find it very interesting, and just, I don't know, I feel like I have these different ways when I'm really passionate about something, and then I do research on it and I study it and I read about it and I watch movies on the topic or documentaries, and then I talk about it, and then it just evolves, and every time I have something different to talk about. Margaret Atwood is supportive of new authors in a variety of ways. Who is a new author, or what debut novel do you wish more people knew about? Well, here I will point to the video with Jack actually filmed from Spread Book Joy, which is very lovely because what she done was that she mentioned people from WritersTube, so the people who also have a booktube channel, but they also do write a lot, and I will link her channel to the description down below, same with the video, and there you can find all those channels, but very briefly two that comes to my mind would be AJ Dan Reads and Writes, and then Margaret Piñard. And then when it comes to other people, I would just love to mention the book which I recently made a review about, called Meaning in the Making by Sean Tucker. That's his debut novel, and it's absolutely wonderful about art and creativity. It's a non-fiction book, but wonderful. Right, and the last question is, tag some of your favorite booktubers. Well, I would say that everyone who I watch on booktube is my favorite booktuber, because yes, but I will try and tag 3 people who I don't think they done the tag yet, but because I'm pre-recording this over a week before, might be that they will do it in the meantime. So I will try to tag Leo Bancroft, Book Zealots and Kevi. So you 3 lovely people, if you haven't done the tag, please do so. I would love to see it. And I think that that's me. I hope you enjoyed this, and without further ado, I will just say bye, take care, and I will see you with another video very soon. Bye!